You are tuned into the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ, and I'm here with Jason Quimby, also known as ABEATZ. Before we get started today, I have a few people to thank. Big Signs, DeBoer Bauman and Company, Ricinga Building Center, and Quality Hardwood Floor Installation. Thank you guys very, very much. Cool. It's nice to have you here, man.
Yeah, nice to be here.
I've been listening to a bit of your stuff since you emailed me a couple weeks ago, and thoroughly impressed. You know,
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been listening to it like on the road and stuff on my trips to Grand Rapids and stuff, and it. I think it's some of the best electronic music that's come out of this area.
Thank you.
And it's cool because you're like 17.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it seems like you've really like dived into it pretty quickly and like very well, you know. So tell us a bit about yourself, you know, how you got started with all this, where you're from, all the goods.
Yeah, I'm from Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico. And we moved to Michigan a little bit, or like right after my dad passed away from leukemia. And I believe it was 6th grade, I heard my first song by Skrillex, which is my biggest inspiration. It was Bangarang, and that's after my friend gave me his old iPod that he had. And I started playing I had a guitar when I was probably 6 or 7, maybe a little earlier, and I started playing that, and then also I played drums for most of my life too. As soon as I started to be able to hit things, I'd play drums.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's where it starts though too, you know, that kind of stuff. Having it around, you know, just having the option to play and all that. Okay, sorry, keep going.
And after I got doing that a little bit, I always wanted to have my own band and stuff, so I was talking to some of my friends, and they would tell me that they're not really musically inclined, and I just didn't have enough time to really get around and do like a full band with other people because I was just always really busy, and I wasn't the most social person in my younger years either. I was really reserved, and so I mean,
kind of hard to get out there and meet the right people. Well, and I mean, with school and like all that stuff going on, I mean, at any point in your life, really, it's hard to keep up with people and keep something organized with multiple people if they're not musically inclined and really just into the idea of doing it and putting in the work to make it happen, you know. I really respect DJs for that too, because they've just kind of been like, all right, I'm just gonna do my thing anyways. You know?
Head right in the storm solo.
It's cool, you know. And I think there's a lot more you can do. I mean, I love collaborating with people, but also being able to, you know, put together different parts. You know,
that's the best thing.
Think with different instruments, you know, and all that. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's the best thing about being DJ too, is you can do your own stuff, but if you want to collaborate, just call someone up and they'll come right over and you can do it right away. And you don't have to like constantly have to make sure everyone's going to be there on time and everything. I mean, just set a time and you can get it taken care of that way.
Yep, you only got to see them once or twice. And it's all good. You know, you do your thing. So you just had a new album come out. Right? Tell us about that.
Well, Catch-22 was started really as I started having a rough time in my life with just school issues, and then problems with some friends and whatnot, and also my aunt who passed away actually a couple weeks ago. Or not even a couple of weeks, it was, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. But I just I more started the album as kind of a therapy type thing to me. And I started it, I got the first idea to do it back in September 1st, and I started to, or September 3rd, I mean, I said that wrong. But,
whichever, the beginning of September.
But I started that. And I started to actually do the recordings and making the music around September 20th. And I've been building off of that ever since. And I finally had the album finalized 2 days ago, actually.
Right
was
on.
the last song I finally finished, and it felt so good too.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's really cool.
I more base the songs around just kind of my feelings and what's going on at the time.
Mm-hmm. So, and you have how many albums before this one? You got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of EPs and singles, but for full-on albums, I got about 3.
That's cool.
Like finalized albums.
Yeah.
Then I got a lot of half-finished projects.
That's cool. And we normally we don't like set a date on these things. But just so I will make an exception just so people know. It's November 19th, and you started like actually working on this September 20th, you said, so it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
And this, you have how many songs on
13 tracks on this album.
So yeah, you've been putting in a lot of work.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what I do after school is get my homework done, then go right to my studio area in my bedroom and just work away.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we'll get to the first song then. It's track number 9 off of the new album, Catch-22. It's called Something New.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to give us a little bit of background going into this? So
yeah,
we can kind of get a feel for it.
This song was actually started out because my earlier stuff would be more like a heavy-hitting type dubstep stuff, and I really wanted to try something new, and so I was messing around with my program Ableton and a couple other programs that came along with it when I purchased it, which was Hybrid 3 and Massive. And I was just kind of messing around with the synths on that to find the right type of sound and to make it more like an EDM styled sound.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, well, we'll get to it then. This is called Something New by ABEATZ. Blue, take it away, please. You are tuned into the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ, and I'm here with Jason Quimby, also known as ABEATZ. Before we get started, I have a few people to thank. Big Signs, DeBoer, Bauman & Company, Quality Hardwood Floor Installation, and Ricinga Building Center. Thank you guys very much. So cool. I like that first track.
Thank you.
It's the 9th track on the album,
Yeah.
but that's really good stuff, man.
Thank you.
It's really clubby, you know.
Yeah.
I'd like to go out at night and dance to it.
Yeah.
Like very hard, you know. So it's good. I want to get into your process a little bit more because there's not like, I don't know, Michigan is more known for like the folk and like a lot of the rock music that comes out of here, and this whole electronic scene is very new. You know, a lot of people like really don't know anything about it, you know. So I guess, how do you go about it? You know, like when you get a song idea, how do you transfer that from your brain to the computer?
Well, usually whenever I get an idea with a song, I just go on to the computer, go into Ableton, and I just start dropping MIDI tracks in, and I go around and on my APC Mini and go into Massive, find the synths.
An ABC Mini is that's your keyboard.
APC Mini it's kind of like a square keyboard. It's more like a launch pad, but has the fader ports built right onto it.
Okay, so it's got like drum pads and stuff on it then?
It's pretty much just a drum pad.
I gotcha. Okay, and those, for people who don't know, you know, we're in West Michigan over here, you know. They're like little square buttons that you can basically program any sound that you want to those particular ones, and you kind of do that song by song, and then as it goes, you kind of you hit the different buttons, and you know, the different sounds.
Another thing you can do with it is have a single sound on the entire pad, and then hit the buttons for the different notes for it too.
Oh, that's cool. So you can use it for different instruments.
Yeah, it's like an Army Swiss or Swiss Army knife for musicians with.
That's pretty
EDM
cool. Do you use like any keyboards or anything?
Yeah, I do use a keyboard.
Because I would imagine, you know, doing like horn parts or string parts or any like key parts would be weird on a drum pad.
It's possible, but it's a little more complicated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I just run my Casio keyboard. Got one of the little MIDI ones.
That's cool. So what kind of sounds are you using? I know you don't have to list all of them because you said there's like 160 something, and just one song.
Yeah, that one song was about 164 different sounds. The main ones I use is kind of a big saw type sound for the synths. Okay. And then I also use my own voice in a lot of the stuff for all the vocal glitches and everything. Yeah, like in the intro of the song.
Those would be like the background kind of stuff.
And then in the intro, the voicing, and there was actually just my voice with a whole bunch of auto-tune over it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. I was not meaning it to be that high pitch, but it sounded great.
No, it was good though. It's on point, you know.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about auto-tune. You don't have to have a lot of people to come in. You can change your voice how you want it.
Right. You know, add, make it sound bigger, have a few different voices going at the same time. That's really cool.
The same thing with anytime you hear claps in my songs, it's actually just me clapping my hands and adding in reverb.
You know. So what do you use for drums? Do you use like a lot of the old like vintage sounds, the 808s and all that?
I also I have this pack that I got from a buddy of mine who customizes his own packs and everything.
Oh, cool.
He sent over with he has an electronic drum set that he has that has like Remo sounds on it.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So he records different Remo sounds and off of the Remo drum kits. He has a couple of Yamaha drum sounds that he records, and
so do you try and keep like the percussion more analog is what it's sounding like? Okay.
Yeah, I keep it analog. Sometimes I go digital with it and add in different sounds.
Do like the sub bass and all that. I think it's cool to have a mix of both.
Yeah, that's what I mainly do is I usually have the main bass, and then under that I have a sub bass running with it.
Right.
So you get that more sub sound with the classic.
And you can like layer most of your instruments like that too, and it sounds just like so much thicker. Oh yeah. You know.
Sometimes I'll overlay different sounds, and like two separate, completely different sounds overlaid sounds just beautiful.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you design your own synth sounds for the most part. I know, like when you open programs like Massive, which is a synthesizer program for people who don't know.
Yeah.
They have basic ones, right? And then you can go in and modify them.
Yeah.
I don't really know a whole lot about synths, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do, you know?
Because the thing with me too is I just some days just sit at home and without even making a song, I just go through hundreds of different synth sounds and I just mess around with them, just see what I can do. And then sometimes even when I'm doing that, I just get boom, that perfect sound. I'm like, ooh, that needs to be on a song.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, I think there's something to be said about that too, you know, like not everybody has to be like a guitar player or like actually play an instrument, you know. There are new ways to create music now, and I think having the knowledge, like learning how to program a synthesizer is just so beyond me, you know, and just how people do it is incredible. You know, I mean, it takes a lot of time. It's like anything else, you know, and I think it should be respected, you know, a lot more than it is by the musical community at this point. So that's cool. Well, let's get to another song. I want to hear a little bit more, you know, see some of these different techniques in effect. This is number 11 off of Catch-22, your newest album. And this is called Dreams. You want to give us a little background on that real quick?
Okay, so this song was quite interesting also. It was around October when I did this song, October 1st, and I was sleeping one night. And
I love how you have all this stuff dated.
This album was really personal and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things. It was around, I think, 11 o'clock at night. I woke up after hearing the sound in my head. I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty cool, because I don't know where it came from. I just all of a sudden had this random song hit my head, and I'm like, okay, I need to write this down. So I went down, wrote out the different notes on I have a big old thick book of just random songs and ideas and projects. Most of them never get finished. This was probably one of the first ones I actually finished. But
that's all right though. You got ideas, you know.
I wrote that all down, and next day I went back to it. I actually forgot about the dream, and then next day I went to that book. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm glad I wrote this down, because I don't remember this.
That's cool.
So this one was almost lost out of all. It's
interesting that you do electronic music, but you write out your ideas and stuff, you know, instead of just like humming them and recording them on like a phone or whatever. That's pretty cool.
I actually have to write it down. Even if I do it on the computer, I still write it on paper. That way I have the hard copy.
That's cool. Good stuff. All right, well, let's get to Dreams by ABEATZ. Take it away, Blue. You are tuned into the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ. Before we get started, I have a few people to thank. Ricinga Building Center, DeBoer Bauman & Company, Big Signs, and Quality Hardwood Floor Installation. Thank you guys very much. I'm here today with Jason Quimby, also known as ABEATZ, who just dropped a new album today, and it is so good. It's so good. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about it,
yeah.
you know, and I mean it. I said this in the previous segments too. Mm-hmm. Some of the best stuff to come out of the area.
Thanks.
For sure, you know, it's special.
Yeah.
You should feel really good about
Thank
it, you know. So what are you thinking for your future now that you have all of this material, you know?
I just really wanted to eventually get this to be like a career for me, to just go out and tour and do shows and motivate other people. That's the main thing why I like to produce music. It's not just for me, but to motivate other people to go out there and create things and try new things, because that's the best thing about music is it's not really set into like by the books anymore. It's more just you gotta go out there and try out things and
do your thing. Yeah, you know,
see what's cool.
Yeah, and you really you have a really good start, an incredible start, you know. Yeah. And it's cool that you're doing your own thing at at 17, 18, you know, and see that for yourself, you know. It's really cool. I think it's within reach, man. Yeah, I'd like to see you start doing some shows in the area. Definitely. You know, we talked a little bit about that. You know, but I think that's really important too, is it just at least letting people know that you're out there. You know, and that, you know, you make your mark at home, you know, start traveling, you know, meet people, talk to everybody that you can. You know, it's good stuff. Cool. So for those that are just tuning in, if you got to hear the song, that's really cool. If you didn't, you missed out. People can check you out first. We should do the contact stuff. You have a SoundCloud, right?
Yes, I do.
So people can go on there and listen to all this stuff, and you're going to be putting the album up there soon, right?
I gotta get some stuff done first, but then eventually I'll try and get it up there.
Cool. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to work on getting an iTunes so I can start selling stuff.
Very nice. So do you like copyright your music?
That's the thing I need to do first, is figure out how to do that.
Yeah, it's really easy. All you got to do, you can go on like ASCAP's website or BMI, and all you have to do is submit the MP3 files and like pay like a $50 fee or something, and then that's it, you know. But definitely do that. It's good stuff. You don't want somebody else making any money off of that.
I've actually had issues with that before, where a kid tried doing that to me, and
oh really?
Luckily it didn't go too far from me telling him, hey, that's not cool, and he's backed away, so I'm happy for that.
But that's, it's a fishy business now.
It's definitely scary for a little bit there, because I'm like, ooh, I don't want this to go wrong and lose the song, because
that's cool stuff, man. So are you like, what do you think you're going to do next year? How do you plan this stuff out? You know, I know you're about to graduate school in the spring and like all that. How does your life tie in with your music, you know?
I'm more of just kind of a chilled back. Like, if I see an opportunity, I would definitely grab it right away. And
but what do you mean by like opportunity?
Like if there's any other like people that do shows and stuff and they want me to come along with them, then I'll definitely grab the opportunity. And if there's any shows in the area that's looking for musicians, I'll definitely grab that opportunity. And
that'll be cool, man. We'll get you hooked up. There's a couple people around here that are trying to bring it back again, you know. There was a really big scene in Grand Haven and like Muskegon and stuff for all kinds of different music for a while, and it kind of died a little while ago, but people are really working to make it happen again. You know, so be a part of that. You know, you got good stuff to spread out there. I really love your stuff, dude. You know, it's fun to just, you know, I get stuff done to it, I drive to it. You know, it's nice. So cool. Well, how about we get on to this third track then, and we'll wrap it up afterwards.
Yeah.
So this is track 13, the final track off of your new album, Catch 22.
Yeah.
Some background.
I'm trying to remember what track that was. It was
Rise.
Oh yeah, Rise was kind of when I was really in my lowest point after losing my aunt. I created this track because I was just super low in life and I was really struggling for a while. And it was the day that I found out about it is when I started this track, and it's just more of a motivational type feel to it to get like that up, because I was trying to figure out ways to make myself feel better and be there for the people who needed it. And so I made this upbeat track to help me get that happy feeling in my life again. And I got this idea and I'm like, okay, I'm liking how this is going a little bit, because I was once again messing around with different like synths and sounds. And
that's really cool. And there's like, I mean, people are starting to like really pay more attention to how music really affects your mood, you know?
That's another.
It's really, it's crazy, you know? So that's cool. All right, well, let's get to it then. This is Rise by ABEATZ. Blue, take it away, please. You are tuned into the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ. If you're just joining us, it's been a really great program today. I'm here with Jason Quimby, also known as ABEATZ, who just dropped his new album, Catch 22, today. And it's some really, really good stuff, man. I really appreciate you coming on, you know. Seeing really good things ahead, you know. Yeah. No, it's a pleasure to have you here. Yeah. We're out of time, man. Yeah. So we're gonna have to sign out for today. But if you guys want to check him out, if you missed the show, it was a really, really great one. But you can also see some of Jason's stuff online. If you search ABEATZ. Right on SoundCloud, you should be able to find it that way.
Or if you type in my name to Jason Quimby,
right on.
Which is JAYSON, then QUIMBY. That's another way you can find it.
Cool. And then do you have a Facebook page for your music too?
Yes, I do. It's ABEATZ. Just
A-Beats.
BEATZ.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that stuff's available. The new album will be up soon after you do some copyright stuff. Yeah. So that's cool. But you have four other albums?
Three, yeah. Okay. And then a whole bunch of EPs and singles.
Cool. So lots of material to be heard out there. All right, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been a great show today. And remember, listen local.
The Walk the Beat radio show is recorded in Grand Haven, Michigan. Production and engineering provided by Blue Van Dyke. Featuring your host, Dave Palmer.